आनंद तीर्थ मतलब मिथ्या सिद्धांत दुध्वांत विध्वंसन शिक्षण जयतीर्थाक्तनिक भजतां नोहदंबरे पूज्य राघवेन्द्राय सिद्धर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे आपादमौलिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाक्तिं स्मरेत् तेन विज्ञाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति मनोरथाः। हरिः ओं श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। We are doing in the second adhyaya, we saw positive and the negative concomitance. That means what happens when we conquer our indriyas, sense organs, how one positive thing leads to another positive, leads to another positive. That after seeing that, we saw the negative concomitance. That means how if something is not there, then it will not lead to another absence of another thing, it will lead to absence of another thing, it will lead to absence of, so the cycle. So how we set our cycle is important. To give you a brief idea about that, what it is says, the sloka that it says, Raga Dvesha Vyuktestu Vishayan Indriyacharan Atma Vashyaihi Vidheyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. There it says, by controlling Raga and Dvesha, we acquire what is called Prasannata, Prasada. Prasada means ManaH Prasad. The mind becomes tranquil. The mind becomes pleasant. The mind becomes positively charged. That's what is called Prasada. Prasada means not actually what our popular meaning is. Prasada is ManaH Prasad. That is the Prasannata of Manas, the calmness, tranquility of the mind. And when the mind becomes tranquil, what happens is we will be able to concentrate upon the Lord and our positive cycle starts. That means punya comes, all positive things happen. And because the cause for all our dukkhas or sad or sorrow is nothing but our own papa sins. So if we stop doing the sinful acts, it will lead to sukha. So immediately the mental tranquility will give the what we call the calmness of mind, and it will make us pleasant. That's we see the immediate benefit, and the long-term benefit is to make us do the right things, which will acquire punya, and in the long term also it is beneficial. So it has both the short-term benefit and the long-term benefit. Short-term benefit is because we have what we call pleasantness of mind, the tranquility of mind, calmness. So we'll not get into turbulent situations. That's the immediate benefit. The long-term benefit is it will enable us to do punya and prevent us from doing the sinful acts. So that will lead us to the karma cycle. We will have eventually in the next life, in this life, or whatever, like we don't know when our karma becomes paripaka or ripened. When the karma ripens, we get the benefits of the positive karmas. So that is the part. So ManaH Prasada leads to Sarva Dukha Parihara. That means the removal of all kinds of sorrowful situations. And because when Vishaya Paramuka, that means when the mind is diverted away from the evil things, what will happen is we'll be able to do dhyana, because the mind is turned away from all the diversions, and it develops the ability to concentrate. The concentration ability will lead us to do dhyana. The dhyana, do long-term dhyana, keep on doing dhyana Paramatma, eventually it will lead to the aparoksha jnana. So it will lead to the aparoksha jnana. Then the aparoksha jnana leads to moksha. So this is how the positive cycles, eventually everything will lead to ultimate liberation, moksha. So that is the positive side of cycle. The negative side is the next sloka is nasti buddhiraitasya nacha aitasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti rasantasya kutasukam. We saw that by just recapping it. The negative concomitance, that means if person whose mind is not diverted from evil things, the mind is attracted to evil things and mind gets all perturbed, all disturbed, then what happens is the person will not be able to concentrate. Ekagrata we call. He loses the ability to concentrate. So once he loses the ability to concentrate, he will not be able to do any dhyana. Once he is not able to do any dhyana, or meditation, contemplation, eventually he will not be able to get the aparoksha jnana. So aparoksha jnana is not possible without the dhyana. And if there is no aparoksha jnana, then there is no moksha or liberation. So the other side also is, so that means what is to be done, what is not to be done is indicated there. And also I mentioned another thing is say Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There the first Shanti is Shantihi Bhagavan Nishta Shamo Manishtatedi Bhagavate. So Shanti means Shama Shanti are synonymous. That means Bhagavad Nishtha, that means ability to fix our mind on Paramatma, and that will also will Shama and Dama, they're kind of connected. Dama is actually Indriya Nigraha, controlling the sense organs. How do we control sense organs? By putting the mind on something different, Paramatmas, because the mind, it can concentrate only on one thing. The moment you divert from all negative things and bad things and try to put it on Paramatma, concentrate Paramatma, then you will be able to fix your mind on Paramatma. That is what fixing the mind on Paramatma is first Shanti. That will lead to next Shanti, which is actually nothing but Sukha, some Sukham. Anta is Parakashta, Sukha Parakashta in the materialism. That means in this life, we'll be able to attain peace of mind and eventually Aproksha Jnana. So, peace of mind and Aproksha is direct perception of God within us. That is accomplished by the second Shanti. And that will lead to eventually the moksha, some sukham, that anta e, parakashta, that is ultimate level of moksha, complete realization of our inherent joy, bliss, that is indicated by third Shanti. So that's why we say Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then next one it says Indriyanamitatam yan manon vidhiyate tadasya harati prajnam vairnavam bhasi. How the mind, like we try to do so many things, we want to concentrate, but still the mind oscillates. There is a lot of oscillation. We get pulled by so many things, so many diversions are there. So it is compared like that in a ocean or sea or even in a river, wherever, if there is a boat or a steamer or a boat or whatever, so, the floating device that is there, it is normal. When there's a water, it's tranquil, normal, it keeps going fine. But when suppose there's a heavy winds are there and it's blown by the winds, what happens? That board oscillates and it can drown or it will actually give an anxiety. No, we don't know what is going to happen. So the mind that is chanchala. Chanchala means like oscillating like the boat. That mano chanchalya is what is like that wind pulling the boat. We are traveling in a boat. Our life cycle, the life journey is like in a boat, going in a boat in an ocean. The samsara is compared to an ocean. This ocean of samsara, we are going in the boat. The boat is nothing but all our activities with the body and the mind. What all we are doing, all our activities is like we are traveling the boat. And the mano chanchalya, the oscillation of the mind, is what happens is, actually we can say Shastra Jnana is like, because you use the Shastra Jnana, the knowledge, the scriptural knowledge is actually what makes us, what guides us, what takes us. So we can say the knowledge, scriptural knowledge, we can compare to the boat. The boat is rocked by the wind. The wind is nothing but the chanchalya of manas, that is the oscillation of the mind. So the scriptural knowledge gets disturbed. Oh, is this true? Maybe I don't believe in that. Maybe it's not right. Oh, so many people tell so many things. So it's all confusing. Let's forget about the scripture. So all these kind of thoughts kind of make us lose track of it, because the manochanchalya, the oscillation of the mind, pulls us away from the Shastra Jnana, the scriptural knowledge. So that's what is being told. Indriyana michartam yan manon vidya. So when indriyas or the sense organs are pulling us towards the materialistic objects, which are good or bad, everything all mixed up. And Paramatma, what he does is he as per the swabhava of the jiva, he lets the jiva. If the jiva has good swabhava, he helps the jiva, and because depending upon the karmas of the jiva, he helps the jiva. So as much as possible, Paramatma tries to help the jiva, but the jiva itself doesn't want to do anything at all. Then Paramatma says, "Hey, it's not like it's improper on my side to help the ones who are doing sadhana and also help the ones who are not doing sadhana, then it becomes a partiality. I will help as per the sadhana, as per whatever effort people are putting in, as per their effort, I will help them. And in this water or in this ocean of samsara, this floating device that is like Shastra Jnana is being rocked by the oscillation of the mind and makes this Shastra Jnana not useful for dhyana. Because we are not able to have faith in the scriptural knowledge itself. So it becomes useless. So it is preventing us from making progress. So what should we do then? The only way we can do that is to reduce the manochanchalya by controlling our sense organs. And this control of sense organs is the ultimate goal. That's what we have to aim at. And that is very difficult, but that is the only way. It can be done in small steps. We don't have to look, okay, by tomorrow I'm doing everything fine. No, it may take a long time, but at least travel towards that, make an effort towards that. And that is what actually helps us in making our journey of life smooth, using the boat of scriptural knowledge and preventing it from the winds or the oscillation of mind is like the strong stormy wind. The stormy wind is compared to the oscillation of mind. So the oscillation of mind is not there. That means the stormy winds are not there. The storm is not there. So that means we are in a very calm situation. So make it calm situation so that our scriptural knowledge will become handy and useful in guiding us, taking us in this path. So that ayuktasya, the word that use ayukta, it means one who does not have the yoga. Yoga means jnanopaya. One who does not know the technique of using the right kind of knowledge for the right kind of sadhana, using the guidance given by the gurus, all our Guru Parampara, they have given a lot of scriptural explanations. So using that, we have to make our journey of life very structured, smooth, and successful. So this structured, smooth, and successful, like a triple S, it's very important for us to achieve the ultimate goal of moksha. So this Krishna, people may wonder, Arjuna is asking whether to fight or not, and Krishna is giving all these instructions about the moksha and all. Why? This is a fundamental doubt that can come to somebody's mind. The reason is this: even that fighting the war has to be done with the dedication spirit to Paramatma. Oh, I am a Swatantra, I am fighting the war, I am a great guy, and I don't need Paramatma. This kind of attitude is very bad. So, even that, fighting the war has to be in the form of worship to Paramatma. So, this, say, complete mental process itself, so this is applicable to us also. We do all our regular day-to-day activities. We don't have to, just as Arjuna doesn't have to stop fighting the war, he has to go with the war. Same way, our entire life journey is like a war. So we have to proceed with our life journey, but we don't have to stop any of our activities. But do that with a sense of duty, with a sense of right and wrong, and with a sense of dedication spirit to Paramatma, and with a sense of worship, that it is a worship of Paramatma. So all this is to be done without affecting our, whatever daily needed life's journey. Sharira madhya kar dharma sadhana. So we have to do dharma sadhana We have to proceed with our life journey, but we have to do it with what we call all these requirements. We have to have the dharma, adharma, jnana, what is proper, what is not. Right and wrong knowledge has to be there. And then we have to remember that it is our duty to do the right things and help ourselves, people around us, the society around us, and the good humanity. So the good, because something we do, it may hurt somebody, it may benefit somebody. But what we have to see, whether it benefits the good people or not. That is what we have to. We should never hurt the good people. So whatever is beneficial to the good part of the society, that we have to remember, and then we have to do it. This duty we have to do with a dedication spirit. Paramatma is staying inside me. He is guiding me. He is giving me this knowledge. This understanding has to be there. So this dedication spirit has to be there, and let this be. Prata prabhuti sayantam sayadi prataram tata yatkaromi jagannatha tadasuta bhojnam means the real spirit of this is whatever I do, let it be your worship. Means whatever can be considered as worship to you, please guide me to do such an act. So we cannot hit somebody and say, oh, let this be a worship to God. No, whatever is good, because something has to be in the form of worship to God, means it has to be a good act. So the good acts has to be offered to Paramatma, saying, oh Paramatma, please guide me. And whenever we do the wrong act, oh, we have to have paschatapa and say, please let me not repeat this again in my life. This is negative thing that I am doing. Please guide me and make me not do this negative thing again. So this kind of a perfect prayer should be there. This is the puja form of Paramatma. So when we conduct our lives with like this, then we will be on the right path and we will have the blessings of the elders, the Paramatma, and all the Guru Parampara. We'll have their blessings. Hare Srinivasa. Any questions are there? You can feel free to ask. Hare Srinivasa.
Namaskar, Acharya.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I have a very fundamental question, Acharya. Perhaps a long question,
Sure.
but I have been contemplating it and wanted to request your kind clarification.
Sure.
Why does God create jivas and jadas different from Him, give us free will and opportunities to achieve moksha, like you described, and then again all the jivas, He takes them back to His shelter during pralaya, and again begin the cycle of creation, sustenance, etc. When He can absolutely choose to remain in His Paramananda Swarupa, why does He do all this leela?
It's a good question, but the simple thing is actually God does not create any jivas. All the jivas are eternal. They are beginningless also. So whatever the jivas are there originally, they are like that only. So God never create. So why He created differently means He did not create them at all. He enabled them at all. That whatever is there eternally, He is controlling them. For example, just to give you an example. Suppose there is a neem, bitter neem is there, bitter leaf, and then you have sugar cane, which is sweet. Hey, why sugar cane is sweet and neem why is so bitter? Or some other bitter plant is there. Make that also sweet, simple. So suppose we want somebody who is all powerful, converts that bitter fruit plant into a sweet plant like a sugar cane. He makes it like a sugar cane, then it is nothing but actually that original bitter plant is to be destroyed, and we cannot is not a converting the bitter into sweet plant. What it amounts to is we have really killed the bitter plant, and in that place we put a sweet sugar cane or whatever sweet plant. So it is converting, okay, Paramatma is all powerful. So why should he, some jivas, so even if they are originally, some are bad, some are good, he's all powerful. Let him convert all the bad jivas into good jivas so that everybody will be happy, everybody nice and wonderful, everything. But that is nothing but killing the bad jiva and recreating a new jiva altogether, which is quite improper because Paramatma is the one who is protecting the existence of every jiva from eternity. From beginningless time, every jiva is protected. So Paramatma never created any jiva. And Jada creation, as far as concerned, the Jada creation is, From Mula Prakriti, whatever is needed, he created everything because Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmaka. So some are good, some are bad, some are mid. So all kinds of things are there in this. Why Paramatma does that? Because, like for example, the food. We like certain kind of food. Tigers likes another different kind of food. Or deer may like a different kind of food. Rabbits may like another kind of. So each animal, each living being wants a different kind of food. Oh, it's nice, wonderful food. Whatever human food is there, I'll give it to tiger. Means it doesn't even like that kind of food. It wants only that kind of food. So same way, the jivas, we have sattvika, rasika, tamasika jivas, all kinds of jivas are there. So this prakriti, Paramatma, from sattva rajastamo gunatmaka prakriti, he created this prakriti to feed all kinds of jivas, all that is. So whoever wants whatever, they can take. They're free. In this creation, jada creation, you have good things, bad things, mixed things, all kinds of things are there. Just like jivas have good jivas, bad jivas, mixed jivas, all kinds of jivas are there. You have all kinds of jada there. Jada, of course, Paramatma creates from Mula Prakriti. From Mula Prakriti is Anadi, beginningless. Primordial matter, we call it. Primordial matter. It is beginningless. It has Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmaka, Mula Prakriti is there. From that, this Prapancha, this Prapancha is one of the reason is called Prapancha, is Pancha Bheda. Jiva, 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 Jada, 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 Jiva, and Jiva, Paramatma, Jada, Paramatma. This Pancha Bheda is there. That's why it's called Prapancha. In this universe, all kinds of things are there. People are free to choose. So what happens is Sattvika people choose Sattvika things. Tamasika people choose Tamasika things. Rajasika people choose Rajasika things. So Paramatma is so impartial. He gives everything to everybody. He is not he never created any jiva. He created the jada from Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti is beginningless. All the jivas are beginningless. And from Mula Prakriti, he created the jada Prakriti consisting of sattva, rajas, tamo gunas, and they help the jivas as per their own swabhava. They are free to choose whatever Paramatma has in this Prakriti. All things are there, all kinds of things. People are free to choose whatever are good for them. So this is how, so Paramatma is very impartial. He is impartial and he is very kind, generous. He wants to supply everything that people need, and he doesn't do any partiality, and he never created any jiva. That is how it is. So that's why the jivas are different, means from beginningless time they are different. Not that Paramatma made them different. Paramatma is enabling them, activating them. That's all. Is whatever is there, like just as a seed. You put a bitter plant seed, a bitter plant comes up. It. Paramatma creates a sweet plant out of a bitter plant seed. That becomes unfair for the bitter seed. Bitter plant, hey, I want to be bitter plant. Why is he making sweet plant out of my bitter plant seed? Same way from sweet plant seed, if he creates a bitter plant, hey, I'm a sweet plant seed. Why is a bitter plant come? I'm not saying that anybody will ask that question. The question is, that's how impartial he is. He will create whatever has to come out of that. He will bring out only that. He will never bring out what is improper, what is not right. He will never bring out.
ధన్యవాదాలు ఆచార్య. చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
Sure. No problem.
Namaskara, Guruji.
Yeah.
I have a question that we often encounter in our mundane life. If there is a conflict between our duty and a nishkama karma that benefits the society greatly, which one of the two should take precedence? Should we still prioritize our duty even though it might benefit one or two persons only? What is your advice on this, Guruji?
Yeah, the nice part of it is Nana Dhanasya Sushrusha, in Gita at one place, Acharya says, whatever is our duty is always benefiting the society is one of our duties. So there will never be what we call, there is a dharma and dharma sukshma. Sometimes it may apparently look, hey, my duty is something that's hurting the society. But whose society? What society? What is your duty? So if we go to the depths of it, it will never be a situation where there is a clash between the duty and the benefit of the society. Our duty, because our duty is always there's what we call priorities. Something is of higher priority. So the Samaja means again what? Samaja consists of good people and bad people. Something that helps the good people may hurt bad people. Something that helps the bad people may hurt the good people. So we have to be careful that we should help the good people. So Samaja is nothing but our understanding of the Samaja should be the good people Samaja. They have to be benefited. And that will never clash with our duty. It is that is the beauty.
Okay. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think there may be some confusion with respect to duty also. For example, just continuing on with that previous question. So, for example, this Hitler and his army person, he's asking them to do wrong things, kill people and all of that. So, is that so? In line of whatever the person is supposed to do, follow the orders from his superiors, people may think that is the duty. So I think that's
a great question too, Vivek. Yeah.
Exactly, a good example. And see, that's why is killing good or bad means for a person who is fighting for dharma, killing adharma person is good. So we can never give a blanket statement. So what is good, what is bad depends upon the circumstance. Again, the extending the duty question. There's a duty towards our family. There's a duty towards our village. There's a duty towards our state. There's a duty towards our country. So which one should we give priority? How should we do it? It has to go, depending upon the case. So sometimes we may have to sacrifice. For example, just to give a good example for that is in Mahabharata, when Duryodhana was, about to be, even before coming, Vidura tells, you sacrifice this person, the whole society will be benefited. But the Putra Vyamoha was so much, he said, no, 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 no. I don't, I want my son, I want my son, I want my son. So that Putra Vyamoha prevents him from doing what is good for everybody. So this is why it's very difficult to judge how to do it. So, for example, in that particular situation, what Dhritarashtra did was wrong, but Putra Vyamoha completely covered him, enveloped him. So always it matters how. Huh? Yeah. If you take another example, Hitler, or whatever, he's bad guy, you have to be punished. So what is the question?
The question, Hitler, repeat the question.
So you had a question about Hitler?
I think the question is the soldier of the Hitler.
Yeah.
He is killing the person who is a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens if the person, the soldier who is under Hitler's command, right?
Yeah.
Is he if he is doing his duty, but his duty is to kill good people,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Right now, that is it a duty?
Yeah, it's a good question. So in case of suppose the soldier of Hitler, what happens is the Papa goes to Hitler because the soldier is obeying the command of his boss. If he doesn't obey, he'll get killed himself. The boss, Hitler, will kill him if he doesn't obey his orders. So he is obeying the orders of Hitler. So what happens is your duty is always to help the good people. Now the soldier of Hitler is killing a good person and obeying the command of Hitler. So whether he should do it or he should not do it. That means if he does not do it, that's why in that particular situation, he has to judge himself. If he does it, if he kills the good person, obeying the order of Hitler, he may still get a papa, but it's a very minor amount of papa. He'll get, because he is doing something that's a wrong act, but he is doing because he is helpless. Other option is he says, okay, I will not even disappear from that scene itself. Whatever, if his possibility, escape from there, escape from becoming the soldier of Hitler, if there's a possibility. So it is left to the individual choice whether he has a possibility to escape being in the army of Hitler itself, or if he doesn't have the possibility, then he lets himself to be killed by Hitler rather than killing an innocent person. That's the second option. Or third option, he obeys Hitler and kills the good people or innocent people. Then he gets a small amount of papa, but the major sin goes to Hitler. because he's just obeying the command of Hitler.
Yeah, this kind of often happens, I think, even with countries in geopolitical situations where there are wars, and the people who actually fight the wars, they are stuck between the commands or the orders that they get from their seniors and the discharge of their duties, and basically what is actually right or wrong in that situation. So, yeah, thank you very much, Guruji.
Namaskara, Guruvara. So, following the same question, what my thought was like, if we have two karmas, one is satkarma and dushkarma, we know that we are under a bad leader, right? So then, if that soldier has to do samarpane of that act every day, then what should be his anusandhana? Or maybe how can we relate to that, like phala apekshe, without phala apekshe, he has to do his work. So for satkarma, we do a karma and we say that it should be a nishkama karma. In the same way, how can we submit a wrong act which is not in the control from a soldier perspective?
Yeah, if suppose the soldier knows it's a wrong act and is doing that, it's not a question. Karma samarpana means, suppose I told you, right? Wrong act means when you do a wrong act, you should have repent and not repeat the wrong act again. He says, okay, I'll keep doing the wrong act and submitting the wrong act to God. No, that's not the right thing at all. Because the wrong act submitting means, what it means is, I have done already without my knowledge. I was whatever out of my control situation. I will, please help me not to repeat that again. That is what the karma samarpana of a dushkarma and a satkarma. Satkarma karma samarpana is very easy. Okay, this is what Paramatma made me do it, or you only made me do it. I am Aswatantra. This is your related to be worshipped. Please help me do this again and again, this satkarma. That way, you are offering it karma, nothing but saying that is you are doing aswatantra and this is a puja of the Paramatma. That is easy. Dushkarma offering means, the way you offer dushkarma is, you have already committed a dushkarma without your knowledge or out of control situation. Then you pray that let this not be repeated again. You don't samarpana of a dushkarma is not, okay, samarpana I am doing, I'll keep repeating it and keep doing the dushkarma and please take it as your worship. That's not the samarpana of dushkarma. Samarpana of dushkarma is nothing but paschatapa has to be there. You should not repeat that again and pray God not to make you do that again. That is the dushkarma, offering the dushkarma to God that way.
But that is on the assumption that I know what is satkarma and what is dushkarma.
For that, you need the help of a guru or somebody who is every situation. Like, for example, in this case, for Arjuna, he felt that not fighting the war is the right thing to do. But of course, the situation is different. He's a Uttama Adhikari and all that. But how it can be confusing, that's a very good example. So, what is Satkarma? What is Dushkarma? Sometimes there is a scope for confusion. You may need the help of someone, of a guru or someone. This is what I am saying. I think this is the dushkarma, this is satkarma. Is that right or not? So you, case by case, we have to take guidance. It's very difficult. Gahana karmano gati. We keep repeating that. But why karma is so complicated means, that's why, because we don't know what is right, what is wrong. Sometimes, it's very confusing. For example, in Mahabharata, there is a situation where Arjuna takes actually a vow that anybody who finds fault or scolds the Gandiva, I'm going to kill him. So that is the vow he takes. And once in the war, Dharmaraja Yudhishthira gets hurt very badly by Karna, and he does the ninda, where you add the use of your Gandiva, and he says that to Arjuna, and Arjuna says that situation. So there, how Krishna comes and says, that's why I say dharma sukshma. Sometimes dharma sukshma is very difficult to understand.
Need to have the faith in Lord Krishna that he will definitely come and help.
Yeah, but at the same time, we have to make an effort also. We have to take proper guidance. We should not be rash. We should not take a random decision. We should take guidance from gurus or elders who are experienced in that.
Gurugara Namaskara.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, one basic question I wanted to ask was to believe in all of, I mean, the belief is one of the major thing that has to start initially
Yeah.
to actually practice this.
Yes.
So, if somebody is not believing it,
Yes.
is there a way to convince, or because obviously they don't believe even on the Shastra or any of those stuff as well?
Yeah.
Or is that something that has to come through the divine force itself or the Guru's blessing itself?
Yeah, there are two things of that. There is what's called a Purusha Prayatna. That means we make all our effort. But there is also Bija of the sea. It's not that we convince everybody. We try, we make an effort, but if there is a bija or the seed, that means the person has the capability to receive it, then it helps. We come across that in our life also several situations where for some people we tell and they just grab it and they are fully in force with that. They're fully in control of it. Whereas in some cases we try several times, we do this, we tell, we make it, tell to some other people, we tell through Swamijis, but nothing is going to work. So that means that that seed doesn't have it, that's all. So, but that doesn't mean we don't know which the seed has it or not, we don't know. So we should always make an effort, hoping that the seed is there. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, we should realize, okay, it's not there, and I did my best, and still it didn't work. Oh God, please, help me whatever way you can, either to make the person convince, or if I cannot convince the person, how I can handle the situation.
Thank you, Guru.
Sure.
But the belief, there are two questions, Mama, which I think
Yeah.
this session is little too small to do that.
Yeah.
One, anadi, because every time we rely on this concept called anadi, jiva anadi, jivana karma anadi, and everything becomes anadi. So it becomes difficult for people to digest the concept of anadi. But even the previous question of belief, because this is something, if you remember, we talked a lot about this belief. Belief is like initial, you always call as rational belief is very important. I'm telling you, you always tell that word rational belief, right? But belief itself is a starting point. It's very tough to.
Yeah, and also believe. You believe whatever you believe in, whether it's the right belief or not.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I think maybe at some point you can maybe contemplate, give us some insights about this anadi. Anadi is something which is like fundamental to this entire discussion, and I believe.
Yeah, anadi. There are certain objects which are anadi and ananta. So to understand that, Shastra is the only way understand anadi concepts. Certain things we can gauge. For example, the time and the space, they being anadi, we can easily understand. But the jiva being anadi is very difficult to understand except Shastra. And it's not possible to think about the anaditva of jiva.
Yeah, and then in Brahma Sutras, where Acharya contemplates and provides a detailed explanation about Aradhya, it's full of logic. Actually, it's full of tarka. Something which is difficult to digest.
Yes. We need that's where we need gurus. So gurus will be able to guide us, help through the tarka, and tarka is needed. Mathematics we need tarka, science we need tarka, many places we need tarka, and the philosophy needs a lot of tarka, and that is, has to happen with some guidance.
Somewhere if you can simplify that, maybe keep it at a little bit superficial level and provide that context. See, because it's not possible without reading the Brahma Sutras and without reading Acharyas and Tikara and commentaries, it may not be possible for us to
Yes.
fully understand the concept.
Yes.
But at least you can give us some initial understanding overall on the Tatparya, on some gist of it, right?
Yeah.
Then it may be a
can do
little easy
that.
for us
Yeah.
to get into that concept actually.
Yeah. For Anaditva concept, yeah, we'll do that one of the sessions we'll do that, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same is on belief. Belief, I think you don't need so much time, but belief is
Yeah.
something it's so
Yeah.
very because this is very
Subjective.
tough for people to believe, right?
Yes.
It's very easy to say you should believe in, but it's very tough for people to believe something.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a chicken and egg problem. Like you have to believe to actually practice, and for practicing, you need to believe. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what we do is a rational belief and irrational belief. So the certain beliefs are rational. We see no logic. That's where logic wise, the belief is based on some reasoning, some rationalization. Then it's a good belief. If it is irrational or illogical, then the belief it can take us anywhere. So if it's a good one, it will go to good end. If it's a bad one, it will land up in the difficulties. So that's where we need the guidance. Is our belief a rational, logical, meaningful, and right kind of belief, or is it irrational, illogical, and wrong type of belief, which can land us in difficulties? Is that what it is? So this decision is a very tough decision, and it has to be done very carefully because once we set the belief, it becomes, you put a wrong one, you believe in wrong one, it becomes purvagraha. Then you say, I believe in that, that's it. I don't care. I don't care anything, anybody else. I believe in this, I do this, that this way only. And if it is wrong belief, that they end up in the wrong belief, no matter what.
I think the other aspect is also belief can easily turn into blind belief very easily.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That blind belief is what is leading to purvagraha.
Purvagraha. And then if you leave logic as is without belief, it becomes shushka tarka. I don't know the right English word, but
Yeah,
it becomes
exactly. The blind belief will ignore the logic. It say, I don't want logic, I don't care about the logic. The blind belief will ignore the logic, will ignore the outcome of it, will ignore everything, and will make you. That's why it's called blind. You close your eyes. You say, I don't care what it is, I want this way. That's it. That's why it's called blind belief.
yeah. On the other end of spectrum, if you use only logic, it becomes irrational. Shushka tarka. It is logic for a logic without any conclusion.
Yeah,
So
that is where we say logic, instead of logic, we call actually anupramana. We don't say tarka pramana. We say anupramana. That means anusrutya pramiyate. Pratyaksha agama. These are definitely there. Using the pratyaksha agama, logic is used. Then it is okay. That's why anupramana. Shushka tarka, what happens is naisha tarkena matirapaneya.
yes.
Tarka logic can be, you can say the sky is blue, sky is green, or sky is yellow. People can argue and so complicated tarka they can make and prove white is black and black is white or things like that. It becomes a big problem. So that's why Shushka tarka should not be, it becomes Vitandavada, Shushka tarka, all these are problematic. So it should not happen means the only way it will not happen is it has to have anupramana. Anupramana is dependent logic. That means it has the logic has to be dependent upon pratyaksha and agama, direct perception, and the direct perception has to be tested direct perception. The agama has to be, how do we do agama? Agama is nirdosha shabda, flawless sound, flawless words. How they can be flawless? They have to be interpreted correctly, they have to be understood correctly, they have to be supported correctly. Then they should not have inconsistency. That is what is guidance for proper understanding of Agama Pramana. So using this Pratyaksha and Agama, using these two Pramanas, if the logic is made, then the logic becomes a meaningful logic. Otherwise, a dry logic can land us in difficulty. Dry logic should not be there. Shushka Tarka is nothing but dry. That's why Shushka Tarka, dry logic. Yeah, good questions. Yeah. We'll meet again on Monday. Prata Prabhuti Sayantam Sayadi Prataram Tata Yatkaromi Jagannatha Tadastu Tava Pujanam Prata Kaladikam Nitya Naimittikam Tatha Keshavarādhanārthāya Karishyeham Tavāgnaya. Hare Srinivasa, Sri Krishna Arpanamastu.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ರೀ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.